Alright. A little malfunct. I think I got it fixed. Everybody hear me? I think I can hear me. Yeah, there we go. Alright. Well, let's see what we need to do first. Oh, I guess we'll continue from the last stream a little bit. Last stream, got to the very end there. Had a few malfunctions on my controller, but I got to the bottom of it. I never used hardly that controller. I haven't used it in a long while. It's a Falcon controller. It uses Gerbil instead of Marlin, so I'm gonna have to switch that up. I'll show y'all a different deal on there, but let me check on something real quick here. Okay, we got it. We got a message. Anyway, yeah, it's a Gerbil controller, so it only understands Gerbil. I did get it to work after much headache. You can manipulate text files from Marlin to Gerbil. It is possible, but it printed that, right? Just a star. Okay, but what I was thinking about doing today on my stream, because we're having a lot of problems on Windows, like I'm having to switch between 100 different Windows. So what I'm thinking is I have a Raspberry Pi 5, an 8 gig, and I want to add it to Pegasus, the printer over there, and we're gonna make a secure shell across the two, right? So alright, here we go. I need a window. We're gonna need a console for this, so let me pull up a console for y'all. This is for mainly Linux based machines. I need to kind of give like a quick tutorial on this. Like a lot of people don't use Linux. I mean, they do, but not a lot of gamers use Linux. Okay, so we need a window. Pull that up. There we go. Console. There's our console, right? On Linux, you can push Control Alt T, right? Brings it up real quick. Okay, and from there, okay, we can type clear. There we go, and then CD, right? Gets me the home directory. Okay, so to move around in Linux, you need to know a couple of things. You always have a root directory, right? This is root. ls will tell me what's in this directory list, right? ls. Okay, all these different ones are in here. Now then, if you look at the different colors here, blue, folders, this, packages, and text files are white, right? But the different colors are what they are. This one is a video, so they show up pink, I guess. Okay, anyway, so if we want to say go into, let's just go into the Arduino one since it's at the top there. Then to go into that file or folder, you just type cd space whatever it is, and I'm in there, and see now it'll tell me what's in there, and I can keep doing this. Okay, to go back to the home directory, I could push cd, right? Brings me back home. And then if we go back and list, let's go into let's see, desktop. We'll go into that folder, right? So command cd again, desktop, right? Boom, we're in there. ls shows us everything, and we can also do cd space dot dot, right? So That'll bring us back one directory, right? So if we go back and up on your pad will get you the last command. So if we cd into that, and then we say the Twitch overlays, I don't even know what that is really. Oh yeah, that's mine. Nah, sold. Moving on from there, right? So, and then we go into this one, right? Let me show you this, how the one with the little dots works. So, we'll go into that, right? We're in here. Those are a couple of PNGs I was using for this chat right here that we're looking at, right? So, it's there. Now, if we want to go up one directory, cd dot dot, boom. We're up one. If we want to go back down, push up on here, right? And then we could go back to it. So that's kind of just basic movement within a console, okay? But we want to create a secure shell for, I guess it's dove season started. You hear gunshots outside. Okay, so if we want to make a secure shell, right, which is kind of what we're wanting to do here, so we can control our machine remotely, right, from anywhere on our LAN. This is LAN based. You're gonna have to do port forwarding to do anything else, right? We'll go over that later. So we need RPi imager, right? Brings that up. Right, now we got it. It's up. Let me see. Here, we're gonna need an SD card. Let me do a new one. Do a new window capture. Right. And there's that. So we got this. This is what I use for the most part. And it's just because it's for a Raspberry Pi. You can use it for most anything, right? My system is Raspberry Pi. It's what I use for my controllers so I can remote into my robots, right? It's a little bit easier way of going about it, so you don't have to like take a USB drive out, put it back in. Dang, that's bright. Sorry guys. That's the sunrise. Okay. Put that up. Alright, so basics of this program right here. What we can do. First you go into here, choose device, right? I have a Pi 5. This is cool. I also have a Pi 4. My Pi 4 right now is in one of my other robots. These are pretty cool. The compute modules are really cool. These you can add on, they're just chips, right? And you can add them onto other boards and they plug in, right? So you can add a compute module. This is used for, what are they called? Game decks? Or like, they're like just decks. I don't know how to explain this. It's like a tablet with a keyboard built in. It can call, do all kinds of stuff. They're really cool. They're like hacker decks, right? But those really are what the compute modules are used for. The Model B, or the 400, right? This is actually it's a Raspberry Pi, but it's inside of a keyboard, right? So the keyboard and the computer are just one thing, and you plug it in and like to a TV of any kind, like an HDMI port on anything really, and it'll work, right? Going down here, we're using a Pi 5 today, so I'll click that. Now we don't want the full Debian kernel right here, the 64-bit Debian kernel. We won't be using any kind of like virtual machines or anything like that right now. I want this thing to be headless. Why? Because it gives me more space on my SD card of wherever I'm porting this stuff over to for G-code files, right? I can also load in Arduino on this shell and manipulate the code from afar on my robot, right? And add to it, take away. We'll get more into the platform I/O as we go. So, other Raspberry operating systems right here, right? And if we look, this right here, this is headless, right? So is this. I like the 64-bit because most things are compatible with 64. 32-bit, useful, yeah, but just for certain things. We want the light version, right? Light version. Right here. See, no desktop environment. Compatible with 3, 4, 400, and 5. 400 is the one I'm telling you about with the keyboard built in. But there's also a 4, which I have. I tried on Phoenix, she's my other robot. I tried using the 2 gig on her and it worked. So you don't need that many gigabytes of RAM for like your main controller. If you're doing AI and stuff with your robot, then you're gonna want some RAM, right? A lot of RAM. Or for doing any kind of graphics processing. Alright, so let's get in here. Okay. Alright, so we're gonna get the light version. Now we need an SD card. Wondering which one I should use. So I'm thinking we make a secure shell, right? Then we take that secure shell, plug it into the Falcon controller, right? Turn it into like a serial server, so it can just pretty much, here's serial command, takes it in, and then takes serial command, gives it to thing, right? It's adding Wi-Fi to anything, Bluetooth too. You can use this to add serial communications to pretty much anything you plug the Pi into, right? USB, right? Universal Serial Bus. That's all what this is all about. Okay, so I'll go get an SD card. Give me 1 minute. Alright, I say instead we use USB, right? We could use this. Doesn't matter. I mean, speed's gonna be a little bit less, right? Okay. 1 minute. I mean, there are benefits to using an SD card, a micro SD over a USB. This is going to run slower and hotter than if I put an SD card into a Pi right on the board. Let me show you the Pi. Right. This bad boy. I put that on it, right? Got a little bitty fan. Right. Which works good. I like it. Never had any problems with it. Okay. And I say we use this regular micro USB, right? Just the little ones that goes in your phone. Just kind of right? A lot of people know him from there. Okay, we're gonna write an entire operating system onto the little bad boy. Instead of videos and cat pictures. So, alright, got her back together. Yeah, this just pops right off. It's kind of cool. It kind of explodes. But by it breaking apart like that, it's less likely to break when it drops, because it explodes when it drops in a certain way on purpose, right? Which I find kind of convenient. So I dropped this bad boy. It's got GPIO pins right here. See? All these are GPIOs. GPIOs, right? On the bottom here, this is where we'll be plugging in the micro USB, right? That monkey in there. First we gotta write it. But yep, we're gonna write this. Okay. Let me go get an adapter. You're gonna need a USB. I have like 7 of these bad boys. Hold on, I'll show you. And they make all different types, right? Alright. This is one I use with a ramps board, because the LCD controller, right, is where you plug in a USB drive, but it's one of the bigger ones, right? It's got the big slot. Let me see if you can see that. Yeah, you can see it a little bit. Right. Oh, come on, thing. Right there. You see this slot? How it's bigger? Right where my finger is. It's a big slot. This one, smaller. This is the one I use for this kind of stuff. Right. Makes things a little easier. Oh, battery's fully charged. Cool. Okay, so plug it in. First thing we're going to do is wipe this bad boy. So we're going to go back to our Pi here. Show you how to do that real quick. Let's take about that. Okay, so back into here. Instead of Raspberry OS Lite, you can scroll down here to the bottom and erase, right? Then we're going to choose storage, next, and it formats it for us. Oh, there it goes. Now I found it. Took it a second. Preparing to write. This doesn't usually take too long. Cancel that. Try to get in there. Huh. Review this too. A little glitchy. Okay, give me a second. Look up this error real quick. So UDIS2 error. I haven't come across that. So let me show the error again. We'll fix it in case anybody else gets this error. Might be because I'm using Ubuntu and not the actual Raspberry Pi OS, right? So, over. Yeah. Is it showing y'all that? Yeah, there you go. You can see it. Okay. So what can we do now? Let's get rid of that. Bring back up our console. Yeah. What even is all that? Okay, you see this? Just push Control C. Anytime some weird stuff and your cursor goes away in Linux based systems, Ubuntu, Xubuntu, Raspbian, right? Any Debian based kernel really. Control C. It's like the ultimate get out of whatever the hell's going on. Right. Okay. So we're gonna type in system CTL status, right? UDIS 2. Hey, look at that. Alright. It is working. There's synchronizing. There's our error. Alright. Waiting for object. Okay. Timeout. Waiting for object. Oh, sorry. I'll bring that back up. Alright. Let's just do this. What this is, super user do wipe fs a flag dash a, right? You could get into that. Dev dash sdb, which is hopefully mine. Sudo dd, yep. Alright. This will tell, like, this is the settings down here at the bottom that we want. Okay. And that's gonna erase this monkey completely. If you type that into yours, it'll erase this as well. Give it a minute. I'm gonna take a bit. But this should clear up all that. See, it was working, right? It's just having a problem understanding it through Raspberry Pi Imager. So what we're doing, we're gonna wipe it, then try Raspberry Pi Imager again. Because it had an operating system on it beforehand, right? That operating system, the code in there, whatever's in there, might be messing with it when it goes to read it. This is reading it perfectly fine. See? I mean, it's working. You can see it working right now. A little bit different way of doing it, but we'll get it back. We'll start building our shell, right? And you don't have to run this thing headless, like you don't for your robot. You can put windows on the thing, right? I'll bring it back up. Almost done. What else can I do while we wait? Ugh. That's smaller. There we go. And this will help a little bit with like the whole window thing, because we could do this all from console. A lot of it makes things a lot easier. And you can do stuff remote, right? Like if I'm in Guadalajara on vacation, I can spool up one of my machines and do something with it. I don't know why you'd need that power, but usually you want to see what you're doing. But I also don't have to take in and out my SD card 100 times to do things on my printer, right? I just, here you go. And I could just connect a USB cable, send it across that way, but why not just use my Wi-Fi? Way easier. Okay, check mic, chat. Oh, go down. Just do your thing. A lot of stuff on that thing. I wonder. I kind of want to move that up a little. I think. Yeah, like that. Or down. Kind of like down. Down works. Boo. Wish we could listen to more music. Kind of sucks. I mean, I don't know if we could listen to like non-copyrighted music in here, but sometimes you need music. What I'm doing. There. Sorry. Coughing right in the mic. There we go. Still for a while, guys. Should have formatted this beforehand, huh? But I just showed y'all how to do it on Linux, which is good information, right? Good thing to share. Problem is, it's taking forever. It's like a loading screen, right? 4 gigs. 0.1 gigs. Okay, while that's spooling, I wonder if I kill it now. What will it do? Let's see. We can mess it up. Why not? Things are made to be broke. Okay, so we'll bring back up high imager. Okay. Oh, wrong window. I'm moving the whole background. Okay, there we go. Let's try again. Not work, actually. Just kind of done this before, and it worked. Edit. Okay, we want to do this. Okay, when you're going in here, edit settings. Very important, right? Especially for this. Username, password. Don't care if y'all know that. It's on my LAN. So, frog. I usually do like all my bogus like usernames and passwords in Linux for things I know nobody's gonna hack or nobody's gonna have access to but me, right? This is more for like if you're in like a business environment or school environment, right? Then you want people to have their own accounts on their own system. I'm the only one accessing this system, and you're probably the only one gonna access your system for a while. So yeah, I just put bogus right there. Frog. Always been using frog since way back. Alright, there's that. And we need to do that. Okay. That. We don't live in Great Britain. Let's see if we can fix that. I wonder if I can go. Yeah. Just the arrows on your keyboard will work too. We need the US of A. Little mirror. Boom. Right. Okay. That. Locale. Somewhere in there. That's good. Okay. We want to set the host name. Yeah, this is very important, right? You could set this to do Rampage, right? Because that's the server. We'll set it to that for this. And then services, enable SSH. I don't do that just because it's a little bit, I mean, it's a little easier to do this than this, right? But this, once you do it, you only got to do it once, right? This, you have to add it every time. I don't mind, right? Because the keygen thing, it's kind of a pain in the butt sometimes to get it to work right. You can do it. I don't see why not. You can. Okay, we're gonna go options. Play sound when finished. Save. Yes. Yes. Go. Should start downloading all that and putting it on there, right? Hey, it's writing. See? Isn't that cool? Alright, I shall return, guys. I gotta go use the restroom real quick. Alright, I'm back. This will finish up writing. Raspberry Pi is pretty good, like, way of doing this. There's other ways, of course. Like I said, you could just add an ESP32 to a ramps board, get the same output, really. But it sucks compared to this. Hair day. There we go. Okay, now it's verifying. Just making sure all the files are right. We're gonna SSH into this bad boy if we can. If not, we can go back in, fix some settings, work on some stuff. It's best to set up all your SSH too beforehand. I learned that the hard way. Then you got to go into there and do what's called a WPA underscore supplicant file, right? It's the Wi-Fi supplicant file for your headless whatever, and that's a pain in the butt. Okay, my Windows are working for me today. Pretty much just been working on the worst parts of this stream. Putting out the fires. Need to get a better mic. We're almost there. 93%. Sorry to put y'all through this. If there was a y'all, not even sure if there's anyone in my chat. But I'm gonna stream these on YouTube later, so. Alright. We did it! How do we make sure we did it? Well, we can. Let's see, Control T. Alright. We can do this. And that. Okay, that can go bye-bye. We can use that to do. Oh. Okay. Alright, so back in our console here, we can check it. So, hey pig, where do we go root? Oh, no. Gotta do that. I don't want to do that. Well, this is easier to do than I think. Plug it in, plug it in. Yep, it's there. We're all good. Done. Done deal. Checked it. You can just check it in whatever file browser you use. I use Thunar. check that bad boy. Right, bring back up that console. I'll go plug all this in. Alright, so the green light is blinking, the hamster is alive within it, and we shall move on. Now then, wait for it to boot up for a minute. Check on some stuff here. Alright. Kind of going slow here to help. Right. Okay, now then, we are going to need to port into this, and I think it's pretty easy. Hold up. Yeah, we can expose it. I don't care. Just making sure that my security's good. Okay, we're good. Before I do all this, I mean, I am streaming this to thousands and thousands of people, so hopefully. Alright, so to get into it, SSH space frog, right? The username, right? Of whatever you pick. Then then we said Rampage, right? Dot local, right? Should work. Let's see. Please work. Okay, let's see. I wonder what its host name is. Maybe that. I don't think, yeah, it won't work. That's what we set it at. There it is. I don't know why it took it a minute. Oh, no it didn't. Let's try, might have kept for some reason the default, so pi at raspberry dot local, right? try that, but we'll change this to frog. Right. Okay, that, but we'll try pie top level. Yep. Huh. 1 minute. Oh, let's try this. And so we can always take this thing back out, right, if stuff like this happens. It's all kind of, oh, forgot to add that. All local, right, so we can tinker. We can also, it's kind of cool, I'll show this to you guys in a sec. Another way to do this. Nope. See? Okay, one thing we can do with our pie, it's acting a fool over there. Might take it a minute to load too. That could be what's going on here. Still blinking over there. You can always hook this thing up to a monitor, and then we'll ping what you do is you just type hostname space and then give it the flag dash I capital, right, and it'll ping it and it'll tell us the host name of this secure shell. So I'm gonna go do that. I'm gonna hook this thing up, I'm gonna get the exact host name, come back, right? Pretty sure I already said all this, but yeah, we'll make sure it's right. Okay, now we're winning. Let me show you. See, brought it up on the TV there. You can do this as well. I'm gonna grab a keyboard, then I'm gonna use that command hostname.i. This way you can see inside of your shell. and then run it headless, right? Kind of a cheat. And it looks like it's not really connected to the internet. I had the same problem the other day, I think. I came up with a solution. But let's do rpi. Let's see. Raspberry dash config. Yeah, you gotta run it as a super user though. Raspberry dash config. Okay, let's go down here. System options. Slam. Trina. I know what I did. Escape. Okay, now we'll try it again. Same thing. Oh, now we're online. I see weird letters and numbers and stuff. Yeah. Okay, let me show you what you... If you see this, then you're winning, right? Right here. Oh man, let's get close in there. Let's get that tight view. Okay, so that's a lot of numbers and weird, and yeah, that means it's connected, and it's connected where we want it to be connected. My problem was I didn't put in the right Wi-Fi password, right? And it led to this disaster. But that's part of it. You troubleshoot, right? Figure it out, and we figured it out. So now we're connected. Let's go plug it back in over here so we can plug it into our machine. Alright, so we did that. Bring back up our console. Look at all that weirdness. Type clear. Boom. See? Weirdness gone. Got a fresh slate. So SSH, this again, we'll do frog, right? At Rampage, dot local. Ah, see? Look at that. And now we're connected. See, it's online. Push Y, type yes, added, right? Now we're inside. We're inside. Are we inside? Yeah, we're inside. We are in the shell. So let's do, remember that? See how there's nothing? Right? That means we're in the shell. We're inside that pie right now, which is cool, right? Alright, and we're communicating over LAN. So I can do a lot of stuff with this. I can do way more than you think, right? Okay, say I want to, like, for example, just if I have a ramps controller, a ramps board, which I actually have 2 of those, but what you can do with those 2 is you can connect them together, right, onto one of these pies, right, send serial commands over it. So you look, ls USB, right, and boom. See, it's showing me everything that's connected to that pie, not my laptop here that I'm recording on. It's showing me what's actually on there, and I can do this from anywhere if I use port forwarding, right? I can port forward this to the internet, and then from anywhere in the world I can manipulate this doodad, right? And I can look and see what's plugged into it. I can manipulate the code on it, right? Like, I can add a display to it. So what if we do, I'm not sure how this would work, but let's try rpi dash config, no, sudo raspi dash config. Oh yeah, look at this. Look what we got here. Right, we are actually seeing inside of this machine. Okay, this right here is cool. So if we go down, right, with our arrows on our keyboard, right, and display options, right, it's actually got a VNC resolution, right? So I could set the resolution right here for when if I wanted to connect with the VNC, right? But right now it's just headless. So go to display settings, underscan. It doesn't matter this, right? Okay, display options. Yeah, connections, right? SSH. Yes, right, of course. Okay, just to make sure, advanced settings, network. Okay, all this stuff's pretty cool. All right, Wayland, don't do this. Unless like this right here, you can use that sometimes because Wayland is just, it's sucky sometimes. PCIe Sport. Yeah, the Pi 5 has a PCIe slot. So later on, if you want to add, like, I don't know, SSD to it, it wouldn't be hard. Alright, so from there, what we want to do now is make it to where this is a serial server, right? We're in it. Okay, plug in there. Oh, yeah, before we start sending serial signals, sorry, to whatever it is, we need to plug whatever it is in, right? So I'll go plug in the Falcon. I gotta get a cord for that, plug that in. I'll show you guys how to see it. Here, we want to exit out of this, so go back, and then go down here to go to finish, right? Yeah, we could reboot, who cares, right? Okay. I'm going to close the connection, up on our arrows, boom, do this again. Reopen the port as soon as it's available. No, come on, monkey. Still rebooting. Takes it a sec. We'll give it a second. Should be good. It stopped blinking. There it is. Alright, so we're back in. Be right back. I'm going to go plug it in. Okay, plugged in. But are we sure it's plugged in? LS, USB. No. I wonder if I have to turn it on. Give me 1 second. Could be a bad cord. Nothing. Find a different cord. Give me 1 minute. I am back, and it was the cord. I've gotten a new cord. Need the beefy kind, right? See that? Different. Look right here. Yeah, that one. Showed up. Didn't show up last time. Okay, so it's showing up. Meaning the Falcon controller for the laser engraver is being read by the Raspberry Pi, and we're reading that from here on the laptop, which is kind of cool, right? So we got communications all the way across now. Everything's talking to everything. So from here, we're going to have to install something. I know a lot of people on here, maybe Windows, right? Oh, one thing we do want to do is we want to check this. Hold up. See, might be 0. Yeah. No. 1. No. It's how do we list them all? Forget that command. I think it's block. No. USB block. I know block's how you find that. I did it my way. It works. We know it works. Let's go ahead and update the system, the headless system here, and then we'll install a program here. Okay, so sudo, right, super user do apt for the repository, right, space, and we're just going to type update, and it'll pull that from the repository for us. Done. I guess we're good. $140 packages upgradable. It's good. So sudo apt. I think it's cert2. Make sure I got this right. Yeah, cert2 net. Install, right? Yes. Run. And we're good. Okay. Now that we're in here, let's okay, we're gonna have to edit some stuff in this program though, right? So let's see, slash etc. Where's that? Yep. CD etc. Oh, what? Okay, hold up, it's hidden. We can just run the whole thing, I'm sure. Yeah. So super user do, and then we want to run nano, right? Nano's the text editor in Linux, right? And then slash etc, right, which is a directory, and then type in this or to net the program we want, and then this is the file we want, which is a configuration file, right? And then here, no, that's a new file, so this ain't right. Control X. Let's try. Let's try typing that again. It's new file. Let me look around a sec. Oh yeah, YAML. YAML file, right? Get out of this. It won't do nothing. Same thing. Pi 5 switch to this. I'm used to using .configs, right? There you go. On 4 it's .conf, right? We gotta make all this work. That's a lot of stuff. Look at all that. We gotta get baud rate right. Alright. We'll go through these a little bit at a time here. And then at the end, let's see. We have to add something to the end of this. Oh, okay. Let's go down here. We'll word wrap this. I'm not seeing this here. Yeah, I need to word wrap it. Blow this up so I can see stuff. Okay. You guys might need to pause here for a sec. Yeah. Alright, we can try it. We need a new connection block. These are connection blocks. This one should be for Gerbil, right? Right click, paste. Yeah. Copy this, add this stuff in, right? Should work. This is right. I know that's right. Telnet is just serial over kind of. It's telephony. It's back in the day, but that's serial for you. I mean, it's old. But reliable. That's why it's still around. Control X. And yes. And that. And good. So, let's see if it's open, right? That's the question. Okay. Let's go to Telnet. And then port to it, I think. Let me think. Okay, and then it'd be Rampage. Local. I'm not sure if you can Telnet like this. And then it's on port 333, I think I saw. Yeah, 3333. Telnet's not installed. We're gonna have to install Telnet. So maybe it should be easy to do. apt install Telnet. Right. Yes. Hey, there's Telnet. Give me 1 second. I'll be right back, guys. Alright. Now then, Telnet should be installed. Yep. Do the same thing. Oh, I think I installed it on the other machine. No matter. It can have Telnet. That's fine. It's not that big a thing. Alright, so what we need to do is open up a new tab. So, and do the same, right? We need Telnet here. I think we can Telnet from here to there, right? So, let's get out of this shell. I think it's just exit, right? Alright, we're not in the Pi anymore. We're back in our laptop, right? Or computer or whatever. So, what we're going to do here is install Telnet. So sudo to install Telnet. Okay, already got it. So, we'll do Telnet. There's name of our host name, right? Or our username. Or not a host name. Rampage. .local. Space 53. Why is it refusing our Telnet connection? Well, might be turned off, right? We go look. No, super easy. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm. Okay. Leave that alone. Mark it right in. Might do that. Mm-hmm. Ah, yeah. See that? That's probably what it was right there, right? Escape, get back out of there. Now, we're gonna go back to our laptop, right? Because we're still in the... Alright, and then we're gonna try that command again. And see what happens. Ah! Connection refused. Might have to actually... Oh god. Okay. Exit out. No. Exit out. And then we'll go back on. Sorry. I'm really knowing about here. I'm thinking ways around this. I want to do this. That'd be interesting. List slash DB slash TTY USB. Right? 0. Oh, it's mm, let's see. We can do this. I should list it out. Oh. That symbol right below the backspace. Ah. Yeah. See? Hmm? That different. Right? It's probably called TTYAMA 10. They just call things the. Ah. Usually it defaults to USB 0. For some reason, mine did not. Yep, HDM 0. I guess USB 0 was already taken, right? I still have my keyboard and mouse hooked up from it from the other day, so they picked that up. No, try this again. So we figured that out. I do all this stuff live too. I don't do like cuts or edits or nothing. So there's gonna be pauses. Yeah, that's what happened. Yep. See, this is what happened. Is that when we were messing with the YAML, or YAML, I didn't put the right USB name, right? That's why I just showed you how to find that. So what we gotta do, go back into it, right? So it's probably already in here. Yeah, right there. That one. Yep. Okay. Go down here to the bottom. Yeah, see? And our baud rate's not right. I don't think. It might be. Because this is Gerbil. I'm not sure what this controller's baud rate is, but we shall find out. So let's go ACM. Here, wait a minute. What was that? Hmm. One second. Brain just had a fart. I think it was ACM 4, but we'll find out. I got it in here where I could look it up. That's what I'm doing. Need a better mouse. Hold on, guys. There we go. Yeah, ACM 0. And comma. Baud rate's probably good. Control X. Control X. Yes. Alright, enter. Exit. We could try it again. Probably ain't gonna work though. Yeah, still not working. Okay. I'm reading the documentation on SER2net. I have never used this in my life, so I'm having to kind of read the documentation too. So, let's go back in. Check and see if it's running. So, we'll SSH into it, right? And we're inside, right? Sudo system. This is like systemctl is like processes in Windows, kind of the way I think of it. It's running. Okay. Well, that's interesting. Control C. Let's see, sudo. I don't know if I have to do this from this side or the other side. This is kind of the interesting part. Like, what is it? You're making a video game. Persistence, right? Yeah, it's a problem with the YAML. Let's try this again. So we're gonna have to go back into that YAML. It's like configurations for video games. Another way of thinking of it. Should be good. Check that port again. Nothing. What if we restart it, right? Let's restart the service. Let's go read that port. Yeah! We got noise. Oh, we got noise, guys. This is good right here. That means we're talking to each other. We're talking to each other. Yeah. Alright. Now let's exit out and see if we can do this. That monkey. Yeah, that. That working. We're winning there. It was just the YAML file that was messed up. I should take y'all back and kind of leave that on screen a sec. Plus I need to get a drink, and so yeah, I'll go put that back on screen. Okay, Control C. Right. Escape. Exit. Me. Leave. Here, we'll just restart this window. There we go. That was interesting. But it messed anything up? I don't think I did. Alright, so let's get back into our shell. And we need to do the YAML again. I don't like typing it all the way in, but so, and then all the way down. And it looked like for Gerbil, that baud rate right there, it's probably gonna work, but we'll see, right? Yeah. But it's now working as like network serial server. Like it's a network serial bridge. Right? What we just did. Okay. Hat back on. Okay. So we got it working. Which is awesome sauce, right? Let's try some. Send it a serial command. Wondering. Hold on. Sorry. So, get out of there. We're gonna go back to our laptop, right? So exit. We're in the shell still. This is over Wi-Fi. These two devices aren't connected. Right. Then we're going to want to telnet back into it at that port, right? And then type money and H. Oh, it worked. That's our home, right? For Gerbil. Let me see. I need to blow this up. Let me show you guys. Okay. Alright, see the machine? Right? If you look right here at the machine, whenever I send that command, let me see if I can get the console up smaller. We're sending serial commands to it, right? So let's try that one again, right? So we go up. Oh wait, we can't do that in here. Shift money, Shift H, or H, or is it? Yeah, it's got to be capital. Okay, can't see it. Okay, but it's just money H after you telnet in. Right, let me put that right there. So Shift money H. That moved a little. Here, you do something where y'all can really see it. Let me think. Oh. Okay. We can send this a lot of commands that are the same as Marlin, right? Something I forgot. So, say we want it to go to 200 on the X, right? You'll see this thing. You'll see it go from, whoa, backwards. You'll see it go from there and then across here, right? When we type in G, capital G, 0, X, and we'll do, say, 250, right? See? And it should work on whatever you're doing as well. And that's that for this stream. I'll take a small break, come back, I'll stream some more.